Hey y'all, we're the Liggins, and a couple months ago, Tanner and I started doing this thing where every couple of nights we would just sit on the front porch and talk with each other, and we realized we were having a lot of fun with it and really enjoying it, and so we thought tonight we would just ask each other some questions on here like we normally do when we sit out here and...
Just random stuff.
Yeah, just random stuff, and let you kind of spend the evening with us in our talks on the porch. Clink.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor, but
Liquid Death.
It'd be cool if we were sponsored by Liquid Death. What is your earliest... What?
I don't know.
You're
so cute.
What is your earliest memory? I know. You gotta go way
I don't know
back.
about earliest. Oh, man. I think earliest, clearest memory when we moved into Grove, and like my family remembers because it had a big old like wooden treehouse fortress in the back, and like we were moving, and I remember I was there with my dad, and he was like painting or something, but we got McDonald's, and we just had the TV, one of those old TVs that had the VCR like in it.
that
and it was just sitting on like a random, like it definitely wasn't an entertainment center.
like a table,
maybe a desk, maybe a box.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there in my plastic table and chairs, and I was eating McDonald's watching the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
Oh, with your dad?
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. And he was like painting, and then he'd come in and we'd sit and eat for a little bit, and he'd watch the movie with me. So Dad, if you remember Ivan Ooze, old Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
That was the episode?
No, that was the movie. That was the villain in it.
Ivan
Ooze.
Cute.
Yeah, real ones would know.
Is that why you still love McDonald's?
And Power Rangers.
And Power Rangers.
And plastic furniture. And painting.
Oh.
And my dad.
True.
But yes, that is why I still love McDonald's.
I love that.
And also shortly after that, we were eating McDonald's again.
Wait, how old were you?
Oh, I don't... 4 or 5, maybe?
Yeah.
But we were moved into the house, and we were eating McDonald's again. That was just our thing when we were kids.
That was your thing.
And I remember I finished my drink with, the little cups.
Yeah.
And I was eating the ice. And a piece of ice went down my throat, and I started choking on it.
Oh my gosh, nightmare.
And like, it's like thin ice.
Yeah,
but still. And I remember Casey, my little sister, she ran to get Mom, and I remember her saying, "Tanner's choking." And Mom said something like, "Have him eat ice," or something like that. It was something like, and Casey's like, "He's choking on ice." And I'm just going, and like just waiting for it to like melt down my throat. So, yeah.
That's funny. Did it melt and then you swallowed it, or did she like come and hit it out of your throat?
A mixture of both.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I remember choking on ice when I was young too.
yeah,
That's
it's
scary.
It freezes you,
It's
but
scary.
it's melting. It's the
hurts.
weirdest feeling.
I love it. My earliest memory is my mom and dad had just pulled up to this house. It was our little house. And when they went to get me out of the car, I thought that there were bees everywhere.
Right.
And I remember my mom holding me like
These bees ain't gonna get her.
I thought these bees were gonna get me. And I remember clearly like looking over my mom's shoulders, like I was over her, you know what I mean? And I remember seeing
how old
like
were you?
this is just what's crazy. I was like 3 because I remember seeing the wrought iron, like one of the posts on the porch was wrought iron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And I remember seeing that before we ran in the door and we were running away from the bees. And I told my mom about this, that I remembered it. And she was like, "No, they weren't bees. They were mosquitoes. Like, they were like huge mosquitoes."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like huge mosquitoes. And
that's in Arkansas?
Yeah, and what's funny is now the place they've moved to has a lot of mosquitoes there too. But I thought they were bees. But I remember.
So she was probably like, "I don't know if we should go back there."
Yeah, probably. Awesome. Like, had to look
those are
bees.
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. But I remember my mom like holding me up against her, and I thought, like, I'm gonna be okay. But I was scared. Yeah. I was scared of the mosquitoes. Yeah.
Man. So I also remember this was later.
Yeah.
I don't know. You said something about a porch, and I was like, "Oh, porch." I remember this story.
Yeah.
But we lived on Kahika Street.
Mm-hmm.
It was the blue house, my favorite house that we lived in. We were really big into like roller skating and like rollerblading.
Yeah.
And so we'd be out in our driveway and like near the road. We weren't supposed to go in the road, and we would just be skating around the driveway. And we had this porch, and it was concrete with like the green I don't want to say turf, but you know, like those old porches.
100%. I know exactly what you're talking about.
We had that
it is
porch.
basically turf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we would skate off, and then like it was probably like that big of a lip, like
Yeah.
4 inches maybe, jump off.
Oh wow!
And I was like, oh, this is the coolest
Man,
thing. I'm
Tony
like,
Hawk.
Yeah, Tony Hawk. I was like, I'm Brink right now. That old Disney movie.
I don't
And,
know. You're older than me.
Anyway, so there's this old Disney movie called Brink. No, but we were roller skating,
In
and
scene 1,
Yeah.
it opens to.
and there was this deaf woman that lived in the neighborhood, and she was like super fit,
Mhm.
and she would like always walk around, but
Yeah.
she had these dogs, and like they would listen to her,
Yeah.
but we didn't really we weren't old enough yet to understand why she sounded the way she did.
Right.
But
right.
anyways, one day we were roller skating, and she came up, and her dogs were like coming at us.
Right.
And so me being the only boy,
Mhm.
and my 2 sisters were. I'm like, I got to protect my
Protector
sisters.
mode. Power Ranger mode.
I'm like,
Engage.
I'm Red Ranger. I'm leading this, and so I'm like, you two get on the porch.
Oh, yeah.
And these dogs were coming up, and I was at
and
the
you
edge
didn't
of the porch.
understand that she was deaf. And like,
Yeah, and she was like calling for him.
Right. Okay.
I didn't know what it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know that she was calling for
Exactly.
because you were young.
And but these dogs were coming at us, and I was like trying to block the porch,
Oh.
and I was barking back at them.
Oh my gosh.
So my sisters are behind me, trying to get in the house.
How old were
These
you?
dogs, oh man, they would know better than me. I want to say maybe like 6 or 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but I was just standing there, so they're trying to get
And
in the
you
house.
bark?
The dogs were barking at us, and I'm like, I got to be bigger than them. So
Yeah.
run, 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 run.
Oh,
So
that's
6-year-old
really
Tanner.
sweet.
So yeah, saved
You were
my
a
sisters.
protector.
I was sacrificing myself to protect my
love it.
sisters. But
I love it. That's precious.
Yeah. What is your scariest memory?
Oh gosh.
I honestly don't even know if I have a question or answer for this.
Oh gosh. Scariest memory. Okay, my parents every summer ran a fireworks stand
Mm-hmm.
with whatever, like with the church, and they would, like, they did it every summer because they would donate the money to missions. That was always like kind of the thing we did. So I like grew up. I spent my summers in the fireworks stand.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember one time there was a guy who came to the fireworks stand, and he was drunk, and he was whacked out on something. And I remember I had never seen anyone
Like
like
drunk.
be drunk before, and I had also never seen anybody like be mean to my dad. Like
Oh.
my dad was like, in my mind, like my dad is just like invincible, and he still is, of course.
Well, yeah, that's a dad thing.
Yeah, but I had never seen anyone like be rude to my dad or mean to my dad. And he came up and was like yelling at my dad. And this is so stupid. Like, now that I look back on what he said, I'm like, what a jerk. But he was like, give me some of those punks, punk. Like, about like the punks, you know what I'm talking about? That you light the fireworks with that are called punks. And I don't know, but I remember being there and being scared that somebody was going to hurt my dad. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I didn't think anybody ever could. And then this guy was like being really mean, and so it scared me.
Right.
But I was young. But yeah, I don't know. That's like the first time but I don't know like the most scared I've
Right,
ever
yeah.
been. You know what I mean? Like I remember that's like a little kid
Yeah.
scared. Like that again, like a little kid scared feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is like fear, the most scared I've probably ever been
Oh no, you're laughing.
is me and my friend, my next door neighbor. I was over at her house, and we had this super funny idea to go over to my parents' house, to walk at night to my parents' house and shoot their house with this with a marshmallow gun. Okay, we thought it would be really fun.
Right, yeah.
But we went over there at night. We were doing it at night. Well, we didn't know, but her mom had texted my mom, of course.
Of course.
Because we were
Yeah.
stupid teenagers. Like, well, not teenagers. I guess maybe 12. And we were walking to the house. So they wanted, them to know we were walking over there. We thought it was a surprise.
Oh yeah.
In the meantime, my dad had come outside to scare us.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember walking up to the house, and I see this, like, man in the darkness on the side of the house step out into like the light, I could just see this man. This is awful. I pushed my friend. I'm
gonna be safe.
Straight up. I completely sacrificed her and ran back to our house as fast as I could. Like, ran back to her house as fast as I could.
Right.
My dad still to this day, he says he's never seen anybody run faster than I ran that night. Like, it was like absolute adrenaline.
It's like cartoon, like cloud of dust.
Straight up. I was like, poof, and then I was gone. But yeah, that night, like, I know it sounds silly, but that night I thought, this was stupid and my parents don't know I'm here. Like,
and I just pushed my friend.
I didn't care about her in the moment, no. But I literally thought somebody's going to take us and my parents don't even know that I'm not here. Like, it really scared me super bad. But, yeah. What about you?
This just came to my mind after you said take us.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
This one, so when we were little, it's the same two houses. Mm-hmm. But there's this little Baptist church. Oh, Grand Lake Baptist Church. Mm-hmm. And, like, we would go to, like, the VBS and everything. And when we moved houses, we still went to VBS.
Yeah.
But when we got old enough, like, Mom started working in office again. And so, like, if she couldn't make it during those days, they would drop us back off.
The VBS people?
Yeah. So this was the first time, like, we moved houses, and, like, we were there, and they had to take us back
to the other house.
Yeah, to our new house, but they didn't know our address changed, and so like going into Grove, there's this like giant bridge.
Yeah.
And like we always lived like in town.
Right.
And so he's driving us, and we notice he doesn't turn like where we're supposed to go, and we're young. We're
You're
probably
little.
Like 7, 8.
Yeah.
Sonny was probably, my big sister was probably not even 10 yet.
Right.
But this guy like passes where he's supposed to take us, and all of a sudden starts driving over the bridge.
Oh no.
And like all three of us are looking at each other like,
you thought he was gonna take
Yeah,
you.
we're like, is he taking us? Is he taking us to like his house?
Oh no.
And we were like, wait, Mom didn't tell us he was going to take us to like his house.
Yeah.
Or anything. And so he takes us to our old house.
Oh no.
And we're like, oh, or I think Sunny, she was like, we don't live here anymore.
Oh.
And like super, super nice old man. He was embarrassed almost.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Do you know? And like,
yeah.
Luckily, Sonny knew the address. And so we got back.
That is so funny that y'all didn't say anything.
We didn't say anything. We're like, okay, we trust him.
Right.
We
like
trust
an adult doing something, and you're like, okay, they must know what they're doing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
I know, right? But we're good.
Yeah, you made it. Good. He didn't kidnap you.
Yeah.
Thank God. Ready? Next question.
Oh no.
Do you want to flip on the porch light? That's not the question.
I was about to say, that counts as a question.
Next question is, what was your favorite pet growing up?
Oh,
like childhood pet.
That's tough because we had so many pets.
Okay, you can pick two. Two. You can pick two.
I don't know if I can pick like cat.
Mm-mm.
Cat Bo Cephas.
Okay.
Old Bo Cephas.
Okay.
I called him Bo.
Bo.
But he had a brother named Whiskers.
I had a cat named Bo too. He ran away.
What'd you say?
That was the cow. Jerk.
So Bo and Whiskers, they're package deal. They
deal.
slept with me every night.
Precious.
I would lay on Bo, and Whiskers would be like at my feet.
How did they die? I'm sorry, it's a part of the story. Like it's a part of like your.
They
your
were
pet.
old, so I got them.
I
got them when I was like. We got them when I was like 4.
Yeah.
Like our first pets that I remember.
Yeah.
And grew up with them. I remember being like 16. I didn't have my license yet, and so they were 12.
Yeah.
And I didn't have my license yet, so my mom was taking me somewhere, and while we were backing out of the driveway, we went gunk gunk, and we looked at each other.
Oh no!
And we saw Bo run into like the bushes, and I went, Did you run over? And she said, I think I did.
Oh no!
And so, but like we saw him run, so we're like, oh, he's okay.
Maybe he's okay.
So I don't know if I went to like a friend's house or like the skating rink or something. And but when I got back home, Mom said, Bo died.
Oh.
So he ran and he went back and curled up in like the bushes and
Yeah.
passed away. And Whiskers lived maybe a year or two longer, but I think he got like some sort of cancer in his face or something. I just remember he had like a tumor or something, and then he passed away. So.
Yeah. Aww,
Rip.
Those are sweet though.
Yeah. But now we got old Charlie boy.
Now we've got Charlie, our little Charlie friend.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't meowed.
I know, me too. It's because he's chilling out here. That's sweet.
What about you?
So that's your top pet?
Well, now it's Mac.
Well, of course. I mean, like childhood. Pet.
Yeah. But
okay, I feel like I have two also.
Right.
But those counted as two, so I get to do two. When, again, fireworks stand, we spent a lot of time. Like, I feel like so many of my childhood
I helped
memories.
out for a summer.
Yeah.
Too.
But a lot of my childhood memories are there because that's where we spent a lot of our summers. Yeah, I learned to like tie my shoes there, and I learned to hit a baseball there. You know what I mean? And like, I just
that is so Southern.
Isn't that funny though? Like
summer at the fireworks stand.
That was just what we did, but I really loved it. Yeah. Like I really did. But I don't know. I just always that's what I viewed as summertime.
Are you wanting us to do a fireworks stand?
No.
Okay.
Thank you, but no. So we were out at the fireworks stand one night, and this big dog comes up. This big dog, and it was so beautiful. I remember thinking I had never seen a dog that was that pretty in my whole life, ever. And I asked my mom the first day it came up. I was like, "Can we keep it?" And she was like, "Absolutely not. Like we're literally there's no way, absolutely not." So I don't remember how long it lasts, like how long we were out there, but multiple weeks out there, and it kept coming back like over and over and over and over and over again. So the very last day, my parents were like, well, it's been like 4 or 6 weeks or something. Like it had been a long time. And they were like, I'll never forget. They said, okay, we can take the dog. Like we can take it because it obviously doesn't belong to anybody. And this dog, it was an Alaskan Malamute. Like it was beautiful. Yeah. Like not just like a mutt, you know, it was a beautiful dog, like gorgeous. And I remember I had been calling it Jack. And yeah, I don't know why.
You named it.
I named it.
Man.
I named it. So they were locked in.
Can we keep this dog? No.
Its name is Jack. Yeah. So I don't remember who, but I remember like that moment when one of them told me that we could keep it, and I ran to the dog and was like, "I'm gonna keep you." You know what I mean? Like I remember thinking, "You're mine. Like you're my dog now." And we packed it up in the car and brought him home, and he was such a good dog. He was such a good dog, and he was probably my favorite pet. Yeah, he was great. And yeah, he also got hit by a car. I know. We lived next to a really busy like interstate, and after school every day, I would drop my backpack, say, "Hi, Mom and Dad," go back to the backyard to see Jack every day. And I remember I walked in, and my mom was like, "Kaylee, we need to talk to you."
And you said, "Okay, but first off,"
I literally was like, "Well, okay, I got to go see Jack," you know. And they were like, "We're really sorry, but Jack got hit by a car. He had escaped our fence. I don't know if he jumped out or if he like, you know, dug out or whatever, but he had escaped the fence and he ran on the road, got hit. You know, I'll never forget that. It
makes me sad thinking of little Kaylee being sad.
It was awful. It was so sad. I loved him so much. And then, cat, in terms of a favorite cat, I had a cat.
I thought you were saying I named it Cat.
No. In terms of
Cat. It was a dog, but his name was Cat.
And then we had a cat that I got to name, okay? Please don't judge me for this name.
I already know where this is going.
Please don't judge me for this name.
I've heard this name.
Because I was like 6 or 7. It was an all black cat, and it had like this one white spot, I think, on its head and on its back.
So that's 2 white spots?
And yeah, well, I think it like went like here, and then like got kind of skinny, and then it like came right here.
Oh, that's sick.
I know, it's really cool. And I got to name him or her. I don't even know if it was boy or girl. I have no idea. And I named it Midnight Snow.
Heck yeah.
I'm such a creative. I really am.
Right.
But I named it Midnight Snow, and I worked with that cat like a dog. Like I worked to train it like a dog.
I remember you telling me this.
I would go outside and whistle, and that cat would come from far off. Like, he would come from a really long way off.
Right.
And run to the porch to see me. Like, every single time. And, like, it listened to me when I would whistle. So that cat,
nuts.
yeah, I would whistle and it would literally come to me. I loved that cat. I don't remember how he died. I really don't.
I think like 90% of my cats like just ran off.
I know,
like
that
they were
sounds
outside
so
and then just
awful. That
You're
really
like-
does sound bad, but I feel like same
Right.
thing for me.
Hey,
Like,
thanks for taking care of us for years, but
yeah, but I
later.
escaped one time, and
Yeah.
so I'm out of here.
I'm a free cat now.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, I don't remember either. But yeah,
okay.
I love it.
You want one more question?
One more.
I got one.
Okay.
What-
I'm scared.
I feel like we both have so many answers to this question,
Okay.
which is sad.
Hmm.
What is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh gosh, I just talked about one of these today.
Midnight Snow? Oh,
Shut up. I don't know. You go.
no, I asked you first.
Ah,
Will it help you if I went first?
yeah, because I gotta think.
So, in junior college,
Oh, we're grown.
yeah. Oh, you know this
We're
story.
grown.
I'm going to start this story and you're going to know it.
Oh gosh.
So, to start this off, I have an Oklahoma education. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
I graduated high school from Grove, America.
Do not make yourself sound like a dummy.
And I went to Northeastern Oklahoma A&M Junior College for, I guess you'd say, a semester. And I was in this comp class, this English class.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where this is going.
Yeah.
And I forget the professor's name. She was the sweetest woman, though. And but she was Korean.
Mm-hmm.
And she was teaching the comp class. And we had like a semester project. Like she assigned us topics.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, your topic is euthanasia.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pause right there. Before the semester started, found out that I'd get to go to Nepal on a mission trip just to do some ministry in Nepal with some connections we'd made through the church. And that was going to be in October. Okay? Nepal's in Asia. I'm going to be dealing with some youth in Asia. So keep that in mind. So fast forward to September when my professor said, "Oh, your topic is euthanasia." And I thought, I got this in the bag.
Euthanasia.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to wait till the last minute to get this done. And
I'm ready.
yeah, I'm like, I'm golden. I'm literally going to have first-hand experience with euthanasia.
With
And,
the youth
with
in Asia.
with youth in Asia.
Yeah.
And so I was in Nepal for the whole month of October, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so I come back, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to get this paper done.
Yeah.
Got to talk about the youth in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyways, get that done. It's like November now, and turn it in. And she comes back, and she's graded everyone's papers, and she's handing them out. I don't think she meant to, but in front of everybody, as she handed me mine, she said, "Hey, come to my office after this class. We need to talk."
Which is so embarrassing.
Yeah, and I'm like,
oh my gosh.
now everyone knows.
I did bad.
Yeah, I did bad.
Yeah.
But little did I know, it was because youth in Asia
Mm-hmm.
and euthanasia,
Euthanasia.
two totally different things.
Yeah. Euthanasia.
Yeah. So that was pretty embarrassing.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I mean, understandable though. But really
18-year-old kid
really
on top
embarrassing.
of the world, literally and figuratively. World is my oyster. Euthanasia.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyways, if you need a paper on the youth in Asia,
You got one.
let me know. I'll
Never
send
even
it to
been
you.
used.
Yeah.
You know? Never been graded.
Oh, it was graded.
So, an embarrassing moment for me, when I was on The Voice, I could say so many from The Voice.
just that right there. So many. went
When
through my
I was
head.
on The Voice, I did a lot of embarrassing things. I think you're also hyper conscious of it because so much is on camera. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you notice. Two things. First thing, we had been there for so long, like preparing for this day. And while we're there, we're sequestered in a hotel.
Right.
And so basically we had the same meal options over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I ate Panda Express
Oh yeah.
every day.
I
Like,
remember
would-
because I'd FaceTime you. I'd be like,
Again?
Yeah, like we couldn't go anywhere. The only thing we could do is like walk across the street. And there was a Panda Express over there, so I went to Panda Express. So, hi buddy. That was it though. And then I had eaten a couple times like at the Inn hotel restaurant.
Right.
But same meals over and over and over again. Long story short, this has been a long day. I finally get to sing. Total relief that Blake...
Crushed it, by the way.
Thank you.
Freaking crushed it.
That Blake turns around and I know that I get to, continue on. I run after it's all done, get to go see my family, get to see Tanner, and I run out of there, and I didn't think there were any cameras in the last room, and very loudly and very, very unladylike.
So very Kaylee,
Yeah, I said, "Dang, I want a hamburger." It's like the first thing I say when I get in the room.
cameras are like,
yeah, like this close to me, and I literally am like,
oh.
What? And like this moment happens and I'm like, okay. Well, anyway, so that was pretty embarrassing. But I was like, oh, I just kidding. I'm so excited
How funny was that?
To be on The Voice. But it is what it is. So that happened, and then when my time on The Voice was ending, Blake came up to me to give me a hug, and he says to me, "Do you want to play Old Red?" Which is, as I now know, I did not know at the time.
It's his honky tonk on Broadway.
It's his restaurant that he owns. It's like his place, but they do shows and stuff out of it. I thought that was the name of his guitar. Okay, so mind you, I don't play guitar.
You don't.
I don't.
Killer keys player.
My response was, "Right now?" And I remember he looked at me funny.
Oh, yeah.
Which one? I had some real guts being like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Can't even play. Literally not a single chord. And I was gonna just...
I wish it was a guitar.
I don't know what I would have done. Like, just pretend strummed? Like, I don't know, but I agreed in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, no, later."
It was one of those, like, oh, bless your heart.
Oh, I know. He's like, "Oh, she's dumb." But I had no idea. I just literally had no idea. But we didn't live in Nashville yet, so I'd never heard of it.
Right.
I had no idea. But I love it.
Many more to come.
So many more to come. Well, I always love getting to talk to you out here.
I do too.
Thanks for hanging out with us on the porch, talking with us on the porch tonight.
Yeah, come hang out with us next time.
See you later. Bye.